Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Here's someone who's been there and done that for some years now. A very good morning and welcome to the program to Guru, Mayor Gurunathan. Good morning and welcome to you, sir.
Good morning, John. Good morning to the listeners.
Well, am I correct? I understand your inauguration is today, the Pulferi and all of that ceremonial stuff, but tomorrow the work really begins.
Well, put it this way, this is just the introduction. The main program in terms of swearing in the new councillors will happen on the 31st of October. Mm-hmm. That's the inauguration process. But today we kick off the welcoming with the Pulferi new council into the council process. The staff will be doing that. So it's quite interesting to see the staff welcoming the governance side. And this will be the kick-off for a series of workshops. And what the councillors, particularly the new councillors, find out is the breadth of activities in the court attached to that. I mean, let me just go through some of the stuff that we do. You've got the workshops on water, and for each of those areas, you have the senior managers talking to the new councillors. You have water, you have access and transport, you've got coastal management, you've got stormwater, wastewater, solid waste, community facilities, recreation and leisure, parks and open space, economic development, district-wide planning, regulatory services, and of course one of the bigger ones with the EV relationships. Huge range. And
absolutely.
What local authorities do.
And from your point of view, I imagine you're beginning to think about assigning responsibilities, and you'll be looking at your existing team that you know well, but also the newcomers and working out where their strengths and weaknesses are and how they can add to the mix and what the better matching up of capabilities and requirements are.
Exactly right, because you've got a new team. And so we've got the governance structure, the existing council meetings, the committee structure. And then we're also trying to balance, and this is a new thing that I've been talking to the chief executive to work out, is a portfolio system. Where the committee systems are ponderous. We need a certain amount of agility in this, and so I'm thinking that the portfolio system would be quite a good way of establishing platforms for individual capabilities and allowing them to establish the network, and they will be reporting back to the full council on what's been happening in the particular areas. So that's I'm quite excited about it, and I think the councillors that I've been speaking to the whole of last week are quite excited about being able to do that. So
would a portfolio go to an individual?
Yeah, well, what will happen is, let's say, business and jobs, or the rural sector, or health. We have particular councillors picking up on those, but it doesn't stop others from having a secondary interest in that area. So you could have a number of councillors working with one key primary portfolio holder.
Right.
A number of other councillors coming alongside.
So that person would be the lead, would have the main responsibility?
Yes.
Well, that sounds very interesting indeed. And you've just gone through the list of responsibilities that is the reality for local government. The other thing...
these are the activities that the council does.
Yes, indeed. But do you find that central government seems to be pouring off quite a lot onto local government? And
they always have.
They always have, and they haven't assigned the resources to do the job as well, have they?
Yeah, but how it is known is this is the unfunded mandate. We call it unfunded mandate because we've got a mandate from Parliament to do these things, but no taxpayer money comes along with it. So activities, and that will require local authorities to, hire more officers, staff to look after particularly the Food Act, or the Building Act. We need to have more staff to do that, and we have to increase our rates to pay for that.
Indeed. And what's your view about things that central government pass on to local government? I know there's a rationale that things such as, substances that may cause health issues, that being pawned off onto local government, and you having to work it out, and Sunday trading and all that sort of thing. It takes work, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And also what it does is it creates angst amongst the ratepayers for the amount of money they pay, and also on the regulatory side, and on the buildings and then the Food Act, the regulatory side. So they come to council and have an argument with council about if they find something stupid or too bureaucratic. We get a bollocking.
Yes.
Whereas in actual fact, we are only carrying out, legally we are required to carry out the will of Parliament.
So, no doubt local... Sorry?
You get a double hit because we end up rating the locals to pay for something which they find in some areas to be too bureaucratic.
Indeed. Yes, it seems to be very unfair, and perhaps more people should realise that.
Well, that's why, when we're discussing the Productivity Commission, we told them that, look, because of these unfunded mandates, we need central government to actually fund us, whether it is the different means of funding it. We said, look, per head of population, why don't they just give out from the surplus $100 per ratepayer or per capita?
Right.
They'll give us enough money to not raise rates and also fulfill the functions, the regulatory functions which Parliament requires us to carry it out.
Particularly pertinent for this part of the world where there is an increasing and already very significant older population, many of whom are on fixed incomes.
Yeah, that's right.
And that means that the ability to pay ever-increasing rates is, by definition, it's fixed, it's restricted.
And the other psychology that to consider, if I can use that word, is people generally see council as a big black hole where the rates go into. They don't realize that inside the council there is a community of people who live here, send the children to school here. The money that they get, the wages that they get spent here, and also the council also supports a whole range of businesses. The contracts that go out.
Yep.
So it's a huge
business, isn't it, council?
It's a huge business. It's not just the swallows up your rates. I mean, it actually creates a business in the community, and people don't realize. And you have people working in here who are very passionate about what they do.
One of the last decisions of the outgoing council was to OK a review, as I understand it, a review of how council does business. How significant is this?
I think it's quite significant, given that the two ways of looking at this. The local government New Zealand itself has seen this as significant, and they've established for the last 3-4 years a council mark program where they have a panel of experts that can dive down into councils once they're invited to see how the organization works and see what efficiencies can be gained, how the different departments are working together, what outcomes they produce for the ratepayer. And so they've started this process. And next year what they're going to do is they said, look, they've been marketing this to councils across the country, and a number of councils have picked up on it and working on it and improving their systems because of the outcomes they've got from the studies. But they want to encourage others, so what they're doing next year is they're actually marketing the council mark process to ratepayers. What that means is they are pressuring ratepayers to ask their own councils, why haven't you done it? So the whole local government sector is already working in this area.
Right.
What we have done is, and one of the things that Malcolm Alexander, the Chief Executive of Local Government New Zealand, and I invited him here to speak to my councillors, he said, look, even if you're going to invite us to come and undertake the council mark process, you must be prepared for it. So what some councils do is actually do their own internal independent review to get themselves ready for that. And I find that really good, because what we are doing now, with the results will be out sometime in late February.
Oh, really? That soon?
Is to prepare us for undertaking this. So I've told the panel, the independent panel that's coming to review us, that they need to look at the council mark and see how well we can prepare to dovetail into that. Because what the council mark process does is, they will, after 2 or 3 years, they'll come back again, and so they have an escalator of benchmark for improvement. Every 3 years they come and review it, so that there's continuous improvement. So the independent review that we are doing will naturally dovetail into this process.
So you've got to have some KPIs, like a business, key performance indicators, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All those metrics that the staff hate, because you've got to report on it all the time.
Yeah, so I think we can look forward to some good. I mean, there's stuff that we are not doing very well. There's other stuff that we've done really well. So there'll be a good learning curve for both the governance and the management side.
In the meantime, of course, there's other sorts of reviews. I see that your building consent staff recently got the thumbs up in terms of the way they're doing their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a classic example. I mean, this is the central government people coming down there and checking to see whether we are following everything in the tick boxes. And even our building department people, and I've heard them say that these guys are really highly bureaucratic in terms of ticking the boxes.
Yes.
And so if the building industry locally comes and says, oh, we are too bureaucratic, we are required to get these qualifications, from EDENS, these people who have done it. So therefore we are, if we are really good at what we are doing in terms of the regulations from Parliament, that would make some people outside say that we are bureaucratic. So for us to be to get the high qualifications in this area, will inevitably make us more
bureaucratic. Yes. I see the conundrum. And I assume that assessment, which was done by International Accreditation New Zealand, and also the performance review we've just been talking about, that they are both costs on council, are they?
That's right.
So this really reinforces what we're talking about before, that all of these costs are imposed by central government onto local government, and we, the ratepayers, have to pay.
That's right. Welcome to local government.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning and enlightening us. Mayor Gurunathan, we value your time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
106.3 Beach FM.